Hello and welcome to Wisdom Bites. Hope you're well. Thank you once again for joining us. Very much appreciated. Got a very exciting week ahead with lots of developments going on in the Bitcoin charts. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a build-up of a picture of what's happening with Bitcoin and the likely probabilities of the direction we're most likely to be taking. I'm also going to go through an amazing wisdom bite, which is a story which I told about maybe a year and a half ago, which got a lot of comments about how much that story helped people. And that story is about how much you are worth. I'll also be looking at the bearish cross on the weekly chart of the 20 simple moving average over the 200 simple moving average. Also a quick look at the 2018 bear market and to see how we're still following that pattern currently. Also look at the Google Trends to show how much interest there is in Bitcoin and how that's fallen off a cliff. And finally, I'll be looking at the current price action and the candlesticks and what they're telling us in terms of the direction of travel for the Bitcoin price. So if that sounds interesting, then get yourself a cup of tea, sit yourselves down, eyes on the screen, and let's get cracking. But before I begin, the usual polite reminder, please remember everything in all my videos is for purposes of education only. I am merely just giving you my perspective of how I read the chart. So please do your wider research before you make any important investment decisions. I'm going to start off with a wonderful wisdom bite, which you can learn a huge array of information about yourself. And it's called the value of your life. One day the son goes to his father and says, "Father, what is the value of my life?" His father gave him a stone and said, "Son, if you want to know the value of your life, take this stone to the marketplace. If someone asks for a price, you can say nothing and raise two fingers." So the boy did as his father told him and went off to the marketplace. Suddenly an old woman appeared and asked him how much the stone was worth. The boy says nothing and just raises two fingers. And the woman says, "Oh, $2? I'll take it." The son is shocked and runs back to his father. Father, there was an old woman in the market. She wanted to give me $2 for the stone." And his father says, "Okay, son, the next place I want you to go is to the museum. And if anyone asks you for a price, absolutely say nothing and raise two fingers." Immediately, the son picks up the stone and goes to the museum. After a while, there was a middle-aged man who asked the boy, "How much does the stone cost?" The boy says nothing and raises two fingers. And the man says, "Oh, $200? Oh, I'll take that." The boy was shocked at this and runs home to his father. Father, the man in the museum wanted to buy the stone for $200. Lastly, the father says, "I want you to take the stone to a gemstone store. Go inside the store, and if anyone asks for a price, say nothing and just raise two fingers." So the son runs to the jewelry store. He went inside and there was an old man at the counter. And as the old man sees the stone, he bounces and shouts, "Oh my Lord, he has a stone that he has been looking for all his life. What do you want in exchange for this stone? How much does it cost?" The boy says nothing and raises two fingers. And the old man says, "Oh, $200,000? I'll take it." The boy can't believe what he's just heard. So he rushes back to his father and says, Father, the jewelry store wanted to give me $200,000 for the stone." So his father sits down with him and explains, "Now do you learn what the value of your life is? Life is about where you put yourself. You can choose if you want to be a $2 stone or a $200,000 stone." So the moral of this story is basically that we need to place ourselves in the correct place to get the maximum value out of our life. We have all come across people in our journey of life who try to value us less than what we value ourselves. And it is our choice to accept that valuation or to move on to other people or other circumstances or other careers or whatever it is which will value us much, much more. But this surely has to start with making sure that we believe in our own true value to be high enough in the first place. So you can choose to be a $2 stone or a $200,000 stone. And the question is, what will it be? It's your choice. The power is really in our own hands to determine what the value of our life is. Well, I hope you found value in that. And if you did, then please do remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Okay, in one of my last videos, I mentioned that there was a bearish cross about to take place. And this is obviously on the weekly chart. And as you can see here quite clearly, that cross has now taken place. One of the things I do find with these crosses is that when they do cross over, the price is usually at the low level by that time anyway. And that usually is a catalyst for the price to start moving to the upside direction. So let's see what it does. But this is certainly not a good sign. and it's showing a lot of bearish sentiment in the marketplace for Bitcoin. And please remember, this has never happened in the history of Bitcoin. As I showed you last week, this has never happened. This cross has never ever happened. Okay, on to the bear market pattern from 2018, which I've been showing you in the last many videos, and it's repeating here in the current bear market that we've got. So as you can see, we're in this phase here at the bottom of the bear market from there. We're just correlating this part now from the 2018 market. So this was the low point in December 2018, and this was our current low point on June 18th, 2022. We've been following this, and since we broke the 50 simple moving average, we've come back down to the very low point, and then we tried to make an attempt at the 50 simple moving average, and we've got rejected there, and we're now going to be making a move back to the 50 as in 2018 here. So currently, this is exactly what's happening so far. We lost the 50 simple moving average over here, and we've currently come back down to our low point so far on the 18th of June at 17,500. Came back up to test the 50 simple moving average, got rejected there, and now at this point, currently where we are, this is where we should be making a move back to the 50 simple moving average up here, which is currently at around about 20,900, 21,000, that region there. And we'll have a closer look at this later on in this program. So the question really now is the chart bearish or bullish, or which way it's going to go in terms of what the charts are telling us? I want to show you the Google Trends in terms of the search volume about Bitcoin. As you can see here, this was the highest search volume we've ever had, and that was at the top of the bull market at the end of December 2017. Since then, in the bear market, it obviously went down, and at the very bottom, at the end of the bear market, as you can see in the box, the search volume was about 7. If we go back to 2015, at the end of the 2014 bear market, as you can see here, the search volume was 3. So it bottomed out at 3 at the end of the 2014 bear market, 7 at the end of the 2018 bear market, and currently at the end of August was 14. So is that telling us that there's some more room to go to the downside? Okay, you can make of that what you wish. These are the facts in the charts here. So we've gone from 3, 7, and now 14. But certainly the interest has fallen very badly since the top of the market, where it was around about 52. So with that all in mind, let's have a look at the price action in the last couple of months over here and see exactly what's been developing over the last few days and weeks. So this is the range that we've had since the Bitcoin price bottomed out on June the 18th here at 17,500. What's interesting is that on that day, the close was here at 18,956. That was the close. So the wick went down to 17,500, but on the day, it actually closed at 18,900. And if you go along that point there, you can see quite clearly that we've had quite a number of closes below that point. So while we made our current bear market low at 17,500, and we haven't actually come back to retest that yet along this line, however, we have closed below that candle several times now. As you can see, all along here, we have closed below. So that's telling you the trajectory of this market is still very much to the downside. And that leads nicely to the EMA 8, which I show you virtually in every video, because this is just so important. Because as you can see, we tend to respect this moving average many, many times over and over again. So when the price fell here on the 16th of August, we've been trying to get above it since then and got rejected several times all along this EMA 8. And once we lost it again here on the 13th of September, once again, we've made several attempts to get back above it. And we are currently, as you can see from here, making another attempt to get above it. And currently the price is 19,277. So we've just gone above the actual line, but it may well be that it may wick down below the 8 EMA, just like it has done previously here. So we'll just have to wait and see what develops. But this is where we are, very important line. If we do manage to get above it, it may well start trending to the upside. But the safer level, if you're going to be trading, is to wait for it to get above the $20,000 mark as confirmation that we've gone above the ATMA. But certainly the fact that we keep getting rejected at this moving average tells you that there is very strong bearish momentum and strength to the downside. And the reason why I've got this support line here, this orange support line all along here, if I zoom out, you can see that the line actually is the old all-time high at 19,800 over here. And the reason why that's important is that we seem to be closing below it several times now, which again gives us the picture that there is underlying bearishness in the market. I'm just going to have a look at the details of the candlestick developments that have been developing over here. In my previous video, I went through the candlestick developments over here with all these gravestone doji candles that were forming at the top of this trend here, which was a very strong sign that we were about to go to the downside here. So these candlesticks do leave a very strong clue as to the direction of the immediate market in the next few days and weeks. Similarly happened here and here and here. You can see the candles are very, very similar with long wicks at the top, with small bodies and small wicks at the bottom. So what can we ascertain over here currently of exactly where we are going to be heading in the next few days and weeks? If you've been following my candlestick pattern insights, you'll know that this candle here, this green candle, is what we call a inside bar candle. And that was on the 22nd of September. And if we move to the next few candles after that, it's telling us a very good insight into exactly what is happening there. The next candle on the 23rd of September, the high and the low of that candle was contained within this candle on the 22nd. And that's how it becomes an inside bar candle, where the next candle's high and low is contained within it. However, what's interesting is then the following candle on the 24th was also one that had its high and the low contained within the previous candle. So what we had was a 3-candle setup where each of the following candles, highs and the lows, were contained within the previous one. And this development is at the bottom of a trend that we've had since the 13th of September, when we topped out at around about 22,800. So there's a bit of consolidation, but as we know, with these types of patterns, when they go sideways for consolidation, they're usually a continuation pattern to the downside. That's where the majority of the probability is. So the higher probability is that this is a continuation pattern and therefore the price should go further down here. But we have to wait for the price break of this candle, the inside bar candle, from the top over here at around about 19,500 and the bottom here at around about 18,300. So the prices in the following candles are contained within the highs and the lows of this candle. And so far there is indecision which way it's going to go. So once it breaks either to the top side or bottom side, we'll know which way this is going to go. And as you can see, there's some sort of a compression of the price taking place here, creating this symmetrical triangle here. So you can see that the price is grinding its way to the apex. So within the next few days, we're going to see a big move. You can see quite clearly that when we get into this apex around here, we're going to have some sort of a move either to the upside or to the downside. So as I said, this is a continuation pattern where we go to the downside, we create these candlestick patterns for consolidation, and the higher probability is to the downside. So this is what I'm expecting. And it may well be that we go and retest this June 18th low of 17,500. So the two questions we really need to ask ourselves is, if we zoom out, that we started the bear market at the top here at 69,000. We've had this 12-month bear market coming down, and usually at the end of those bear markets, we get a double bottom pattern developing. Now the thing is, we have to ask ourselves, is it going to be a higher double bottom pattern, or is this going to go lower to create a lower double bottom pattern? And it may well be we go much further down to create that. And as I've shown you many times in the last few videos, the higher probability is for it to actually bottom out as a higher double bottom pattern here, based on the various signs in the charts that we have bottomed out here at 17,500. But I've also said it's a 75% probability. There is still that 25% probability here, because in this current cycle, we've done things that we haven't done before. For instance, we've moved to a previous all-time high in the bear market, which is obviously 19,800 from December 2018, which we hadn't done in the previous cycles. And if you're waiting to get into Bitcoin, waiting for the market to go back up again, then I showed you in the last video there were three very main key levels that we need to keep our eye on. Those are the $20,000 mark here. So once we flip to the upside here, that would be a very good point to actually do a trade to the upside. The second point would be at this point here, which is the same as if we go over here, a very strong resistant point because it was support at this point here. And that's at around about 22,400, 22,500. And the final level would be, of course, this 25.5. So the main thing is never be frightened about what the price will do. You've got easy levels here that once we flip 20,000 or 22,500 or 25,500, these are easy levels to get back in. So no one needs to miss out on the big move that is potentially there in the next few weeks and months. Okay, so we'll leave it there. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope you found value in the video, especially the wisdom bite, because your life is worth much, much more than whatever you're going to make from Bitcoin. And please don't sell yourself short. Don't shortchange yourself. And don't let anyone value your life less than what you know you are worth. So don't forget to like and subscribe and to turn on the notification bell. If you want to leave any comments, questions or suggestions, then leave them in the comments below. Until the next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.